Hey guys, we're going to go over day 2 of our pregnancy and postpartum core work for our return to running the program. So the first exercise that I have for day 2 is a sitting TVA engagement with breath work. So we're going to try to hold that for 30 seconds. Kind of like on day 1 with our side lying breathing, I want you to think of the same movement. So as we exhale, basically we're going to be lifting the pelvic floor up and drawing the navel in to spine, and that is going to give us that tight core set, TVA engagement, working our inner abs. So I have this cheat ball that I got from Five Below. That's what I like to use for exercises like this because it just gives me something to push against. I also have a yoga block that I use if I don't have this handy. Just something to kind of press in between your hands is going to help you feel that contraction a little bit better than if you didn't have anything and you're doing it all mentally. So we're going to do a big inhale. As I exhale and I press against the ball, even as I'm talking to you guys, I'm still holding this TVA engagement. At first, you might have to do these in sets instead of holding it for 30 seconds straight. But basically, as you exhale, you're going to draw that pelvic floor in and you're going to pull your belly back to spine. You're wanting to feel a contraction right here in your TVA. So when I exhale, I can feel my transverse abdominis. At first, when you first start doing these, it may not be that strong. So you're going to be working in small second increments, like 3 to 5 second holds, so that you can start to engage that. And eventually you'll be able to hold it for a longer duration of time. And you can also breathe in and out while you're still holding that contraction. So that's the goal that we're going to work towards with these exercises. I'll give you 30 seconds during this circuit to hold that, but if you cannot hold it for 30 seconds, just know that it's totally acceptable to hold a few seconds at a time and then reset for the 30 seconds if you need to. Good mornings. So we're going to start implementing some glutes and hip work today. So good mornings. I just want you to I don't want you to put pressure on your neck, but just gently touch your ears with your fingertips. And you're going to hinge forward with a flat back, and you don't want to lock your knees out, so keep the knees soft. As you exhale, you're going to bring your core up, so standing up. So inhale, exhale. Throughout all of these exercises, you want to brace your core and feel that engagement when you're exhaling and coming up. And that's basically retraining our bodies to move with our core in mind instead of just rounding our back. This is good exercise for picking things up off the floor or lifting a baby. You can do this throughout the day when you're doing that, engaging your abs correctly so that we are starting to rebuild that strength that we lost during pregnancy. Next one is a reciprocal leg press. So that's a big fancy word, but it's not a complicated exercise. We're going to come into our lying tabletop position. And basically what you're going to do is plant your hands on your thigh. And I know I'm lifting up with my head, but if you're getting bulging, keep your head down. What you're going to do is inhale. And as you exhale, you are going to push your legs into your hands and your hands into your legs. So you're basically creating force and pressure here. And as you do that, you're just going to feel some abdominal bracing and tension building up in your abs. So you're basically going to be contracting your core internally as you press your hands and your legs into each other. And I want you to work on holding that for 30 seconds at a time. Next exercise is flutter kicks. So this is a little bit different. I am active duty Marine, so flutter kicks for us looks a lot different than this. These are going to be on your belly. So basically you're going to come down. I am going to turn to the side so it's a little easier for you guys to see me. So you're going to lie on your belly And you can do this slow. So as you exhale, lift one leg up at a time. Or if you have the strength for it, you're gonna inhale, and on the exhales, you're gonna just flutter, kick your legs. So I don't want you to overarch, but what we're doing is working on contracting that low back. And basically you don't want to feel like you don't want to roll hip to hip. So you're using your lower back and your lower core strength to do that little lift as you flutter your legs. And wall sits. I'm gonna try to do this on my door here. Can also help to use your ball, your yoga block. You could even use like a pillow, anything works here. But you're going to come into a 90-degree position. So my knees are stacked over my ankles and my hip is in a line with my knee. And you're gonna hold that for 30 seconds. If you want an extra challenge, you can work on that TVA engagement. So I'm gonna breathe in, breathe out as I squeeze my ball, and I'm still thinking about lifting my pelvic floor as I do that. And I'm gonna feel that contraction in my abs. So we're gonna hold those for 30 seconds. A glute bridge. The first time you guys do these, I want you to try to do it without weight. We can make it harder with weight if we want to, or you can also add a resistance band around your thigh to make this one a little more challenging. But in my glute bridge, I'm just going to come to a lying position. I'm going to bring my feet close to my butt, and as I'm going to do a deep inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to lift my pelvic floor, engage my TVA, and I'm going to lift my hips into a straight line. I want to hold that for an inhale, exhale, and then bring it back down. So it's on the exhale that you're lifting your hips up. You don't want to overarch your back here because that's defeating the purpose. It's going to make it more of a back exercise than an ab and a glute exercise. So at the top, my hips are going to be in a straight line with my knee. And then when I bring it back down, I'm just going to reset. Come down on the inhale. Let's see. So last one is a side lying hip extension. This is going to complement day one, the clamshells that we did. So basically, I'm going to come on my side here. I'm going to extend my legs straight out. I can come all the way into a side lying position, and then I am just going to straight leg. What I'm going to do to encourage this is point my toe forward. So I'm kind of flexing my foot and I'm lifting my straight leg just as high as it'll go. If you feel like your hips are popping or you're having hip pain, just go as high as you can without having that. Some people are going to have a better range of motion than others, and that's okay. You just don't want to hyperextend or do anything to cause any kind of joint displacement or like SI joint pain while we're doing these exercises and getting back into things with our strength training. So once again, if you have questions about these exercises, if they're not feeling good for you, reach out to me. We can work through them, or I can work through better instructions if you need a different explanation on how to do things. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to working on week 2 and 3 for you guys. So have fun with these exercises. Let's try to aim to do 2 to 3 rounds each day for strength training, and hopefully we'll start getting some strong cores rebuilt.